Get Smart, 1965. 15 weird facts you didn't know. The 1960s gave us many iconic spy heroes. James Bond, the man from UNCLE, and Mission Impossible. But none of them made audiences laugh quite like Get Smart. Premiering in 1965, this satirical masterpiece created by the comedic genius duo Mel Brooks and Buck Henry flipped the spy genre on its head. Instead of suave, cool, and deadly agents, it gave us a bumbling fool named Maxwell Smart, Agent 86, a man who couldn't tell a trap from a telephone booth, yet somehow always saved the day. Alongside the ever-graceful Agent 99, played by Barbara Feldon, and their eternally frustrated chief, Get Smart became a cult phenomenon that blended slapstick wit and Cold War absurdity like no other. But beneath the chaos, the gadgets, and the laughter lies a treasure trove of bizarre, funny, and downright surprising secrets. So let's dive into 15 weird facts you probably didn't know about Get Smart, a show that proved intelligence isn't everything. Sometimes you just need a shoe phone. The show that almost didn't happen. Believe it or not, Get Smart was nearly scrapped before it even began. CBS originally rejected the pilot, claiming that a dumb spy won't appeal to audiences. Thankfully, NBC saw the potential in the idea. The moment it aired, viewers fell in love with the ridiculous world of control and chaos. The show instantly became a hit, proving that satire, when done right, could outsmart even the smartest networks. Had NBC not stepped in, Maxwell Smart might have remained just another rejected script on a dusty studio shelf. Maxwell Smart's voice had a secret origin. Don Adams didn't just invent Maxwell Smart's distinct voice out of thin air. His nasal tone and exaggerated phrasing came from his days as a stand-up comedian, where he mimicked classic radio detective characters. He borrowed elements from William Powell's debonair voice in The Thin Man, mixed in cartoonish exaggeration from Mel Blanc, and added his own sharp timing. This blend gave birth to the unmistakable, would you believe, delivery that defined Smart's character, a voice so iconic, people could recognize it even if they only heard 3 words. Agent 99's true identity was never revealed. Barbara Feldon's Agent 99 wasn't just Smart's partner. She was the show's heart and brain. But in a strange twist, the writers decided never to reveal her real name. Throughout the entire 5-season run, she remained simply 99. Fans speculated endlessly about what her real name might have been, but Feldon later said she loved the mystery. It made her character timeless, professional, and a little enigmatic. In an era when female characters were often sidelined, 99's quiet confidence made her unforgettable. The shoe phone was almost real. The famous shoe phone was originally a one-off gag, but it became the show's most beloved gadget. What's wild is that in the late 1980s, a real working version was made for promotional purposes. It actually had a functioning dial tone. Even crazier, engineers and inventors later admitted that Get Smart inspired early mobile phone prototypes. The absurd idea of a phone you could carry anywhere? It all started with Maxwell Smart taking calls from his foot. Mel Brooks wanted a spy who was dumb. While other spy shows glamorized intelligence and coolness, Brooks wanted to mock it. "I wanted James Bond, but stupid," he said in an interview. The result was a character who was confident, loyal, brave, and completely clueless. That contrast created perfect comedy. Smart would march into danger with full confidence, completely unaware he was inches from disaster. And somehow, luck or chaos always saved him. Brooks's genius was in showing that the world's problems might just be too ridiculous for serious heroes. Don Adams was a decorated Marine veteran before becoming the face of television comedy. Adams was a U.S. Marine in World War II. He contracted malaria during the Battle of Guadalcanal and nearly died. That brush with death changed his outlook. He later said it made him fearless about failure. Maybe that's why he could throw himself into the most absurd scenes on Get Smart without hesitation. Behind the laughter was a man who'd already faced the real chaos of war. Control and chaos were more than just names. Control represented order, structure, and bureaucracy. Chaos was unpredictable, anarchic, and evil. But Mel Brooks and Buck Henry weren't just being funny. They were making a statement. During the Cold War, political ideologies were at war, and both sides thought they were right. Get Smart cleverly mocked both by showing how ridiculous absolute power could be. Even the agents of chaos had personality, like the polite assassin Siegfried, who once apologized for trying to kill Smart. Barbara Feldon was a quiz show champion before she became Agent 99. Feldon won big on the $64,000 question by answering complex questions about Shakespeare. That intelligence translated perfectly on screen. While Smart bumbled his way through missions, 99 quietly solved most of them. Feldon later admitted she loved playing a character who didn't have to act dumb to be funny. She was proof that brains could be beautiful and hilarious. Don Adams rewrote his own lines. Adams had a razor-sharp sense of timing. He often altered scripts, adjusting punchlines for better rhythm or comedic effect. His improvisation of "Sorry about that, Chief" became so popular that the writers began including it intentionally in later episodes. Adams' dedication to perfecting every word made Maxwell Smart's dialogue endlessly quotable, even decades later. The cone of silence was too real. The cone of silence became one of the show's greatest running jokes, a device meant for top-secret conversations that never worked. But the prop was a nightmare. It really muffled voices to the point where the actors couldn't hear each other, forcing them to re-record dialogue later. The irony was delicious. The show mocked inefficient government tech, and then their own fake gadget turned out to be inefficient too. 11. Filming was a technical challenge. Unlike other sitcoms that stayed indoors, Get Smart ventured into outdoor scenes, chase sequences, and stunts. The mix of spy action and comedy made production tricky. Early sound equipment couldn't easily handle outdoor audio, so they used dubbed laugh tracks afterward. Still, the realism of the sets gave Get Smart a cinematic quality that set it apart from other 1960s comedies. 12. Don Adams made television history. Adams became the first actor ever to win 3 consecutive Emmy Awards for Best Actor in a Comedy Series. His portrayal of Smart was so definitive that it became a double-edged sword. After the show ended, he struggled to find roles that weren't variations of Agent 86. Yet even decades later, fans greeted him with the same warmth. His character had become part of television history. The show predicted future spy tech smartwatches, wireless earpieces, video calls, all jokes in Get Smart that came true. The show's writers couldn't have imagined how prophetic they were being. In a sense, their parody of over-the-top spy gear predicted modern technology. From talking shoes to invisible ink, it was all part of the show's charm and eerie foresight. Quote, it was banned in some countries. During the Cold War, not everyone found Get Smart funny. Some European broadcasters refused to air episodes mocking Russian-style villains. Even in the US, some political critics accused the show of trivializing espionage. But Brooks loved controversy. He saw humor as a weapon against fear. As he once said, if you can laugh at it, you've already beaten it. Fiend. The legacy lives on. Get Smart's success led to movies, spin-offs and reboots, including the 2008 film starring Steve Carell and Anne Hathaway. But even with modern technology and bigger budgets, nothing matched the chemistry of Adams and Feldon. Their comedic timing, warmth, and mutual respect made the show a timeless classic. Every gadget, every catchphrase, every silly mission still carries that spark of genius that only 1960s television could produce. Outro, the comedy of chaos. At its heart, Get Smart wasn't just a parody. It was a love letter to imperfection. It reminded viewers that even in a world obsessed with control, chaos has a funny way of winning. Maxwell Smart wasn't the smartest agent, but he was brave, loyal, and human. His mistakes made him relatable. His victories, accidental as they were, gave hope that good intentions sometimes matter more than competence. Nearly 6 decades later, the show still makes people laugh, not just at Smart's clumsiness, but at our own. Because deep down, we've all had moments where we missed it by that much. And that's what makes Get Smart eternal. A goofy, brilliant reminder that laughter might just be the smartest defense of all.